Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Hope you're enjoying this Wednesday morning with us. Well, it's a rather interesting Wednesday at that as well. Now, this morning we are joined by Mike, who is the Chief Creative Officer at 140 BBDO, the agency that came up with the amazing H20 campaign. And that's through challenging renowned chefs to create menus that are entirely waterless. And he hopes to inspire the rest of us to try and do the same at home. And we're also joined by one of the Wednesday waterless warriors this morning, Frank Dangereux, who's not been in the kitchen for forever, man. How's it going, brother?
Good, and you?
Mike, how's it going, my friend?
Oh, good, thanks.
Lovely to see you. Look, let's talk about this campaign, H20. I think it's phenomenal, you know, with the water crisis that's staring us in the face here in Cape Town. H20, take us back to what inspired this campaign in the first place.
Well, I think we have a water crisis out there, and I think the way we've tackled it, we need some more creative solutions to the problem. Like, it's been a little bit too obvious, flushing, toilets, all this kind of thing. Let's think beyond in a creative way. And we thought H20, let's look at a more fun, imaginative way to inspire people out there. There are other ways of saving water. We need to really look around us. And this is one of the ways, thinking out of the box, out of the pan. We've got the celebrity chefs on board.
I love it.
Which is fantastic. And, you know, it's just to get people out there to think differently.
Yeah, so Frank, you are here to make a kind of a waterless seared tuna dish. Now, I want to just unpack, how will this now work going forward with specifically chefs like Frank?
Well, I think the key is to get chefs, you know, that have a high profile, you know, that have the cred out there, to get people thinking in their kitchens and to come up with these menus that'll be downloaded. Smile FM have now started this initiative, launching this morning on Waterless Wednesday. So you kind of get out there and start thinking now, Waterless Wednesday, it stimulates you to... And the menus you guys are going to come up with, show people how to do it. And hopefully a book even comes out with waterless recipes.
Let's see where it can go, man. Let's see if we can all pull together. Now, you stick around for this delicious recipe. Frank, take us through this recipe. Let's put it together.
Okay, so we've got yellowfin tuna, which is a sustainable fish as well. Vegetables that you can buy. You don't have to wash them because they normally come out of a clean packet. Just brush them off a little bit.
Okay.
And then basically what we do is we put a bit of oil on the tuna and oil on the vegetables.
Piece of tuna, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of tuna, isn't it?
Ooh.
So you must oil the fish a little bit so that it doesn't stick to the grill.
Okay.
And then first I'm going to put the veg on, so salt. Crush some salt on the vegetables.
Right.
And some pepper. And then I just want to toss a little bit of oil in those guys. Then you put those on the griddle.
All right.
So they take a little while, but we've got some that are cooked already.
That's okay, but I mean, I love the fact that you're keeping it simple with this, yet you're using the natural kind of flavors of the ingredients.
It has to be simple. Put the griddle on. So basically this is on. Yeah, you know, come to think about it, we actually, 80% of the food we cook is actually waterless. We fry a lot, deep fry, grill, braai. I mean, September is braai month. We're gonna use September to use your braai as much as possible, as often as possible.
All right. Well, that's it. That's very easy. I love it.
So basically now
any water whatsoever.
The veggies are cooked. Half cherry tomatoes in there. You got a little bit of fresh coriander that's been chopped.
Brilliant.
So always remember to put a little bit more seasoning in there. And then I made a dressing basically with soy sauce, olive oil, in a jam jar. Put some chili in there,
which will go amazing with the fish.
And then basically we just squeeze a bit of lime juice in there. If you want, if you have time, or if you really like the strong flavor of lime, you can actually grate the rind in there as well.
All right, well, there we have it. If you want to get your hands on the recipe to our seared tuna dish this morning, SMS the keyword fish to 33728. Fish is a keyword, or lunch, excuse me. Lunch is the keyword to 33728. That's lunch to 33728, and you can get your hands on the recipe. Check it out on our website a little bit later on as well. But it's smelling so fresh, dude. This is what I love about this recipe. Very, very cool.
Just put that on, and then by the time you're done, your tuna will be ready. And then all you got to do...
So for the tuna, I mean, you don't want to completely overcook it. You basically just want to sear it.
You just want to sear it, so it's on and off,
That's it. Man, we're getting spoiled for breakfast this morning, Mike. How's that?
Basically, those little veggies are just being...
Awesome,
Turn them like that. This guy...
Oh, and look at that.
Just like that. So basically, this one was grilled a few seconds before. And then you serve that. So you put the third slice on, and then, you know, you can actually finish it off with a little bit of that gorgeous dressing. Plate like that.
And look at that, eh? Our Waterless Wednesday hero this morning. Okay, fine, you can just give it to me. I said it's breakfast. There we go. Keep it as lunch. SMS that to 33728. Frank, lovely to see you, man. Welcome back.
See you too. Thank you.
And yeah, Mike, we're going to find out a little bit more about that campaign in just a second. We got Pete Goffwood with us in studio with a lekker steak recipe. Don't miss it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Very, very exciting indeed. But on that note, jumping back into the kitchen, we are joined once again by Mike Cree, our Chief Creative Officer at 140 BBDO, talking about that awesome campaign that has just launched, H20, using chefs to inspire you to use less water. Right now, the awesome Pete Goffwood back in the kitchen as well. Brother. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
How's it going, man?
So, Mike, before we get into our beautiful steak recipe, Pete, it smells amazing, by the way, so far. You told us a little bit about the H20 campaign, how that works, where it came from. But, I mean, how would you like, specifically, I think, Cape Town, to get involved with this initiative? How can we do that?
Well, I think the key is just to hashtag waterless cooking. I mean, that's the big hashtag social media where you can start finding all the recipes from the different chefs. Chefs are going to start challenging each other. Got a whole lot of chefs on board, just to give you some inspiring ways of saving water in a different way. And it's fun and it's imaginative and it gets you thinking out of the box. So I think that's the key thing, hashtag waterless cooking.
Hashtag waterless cooking.
Smile FM have launched it this morning and they got 2 chefs on today that are going to cook in their studio. So it's all happening, yeah.
Lekker, I love it, I love it. And you're obviously a Waterless Wednesday warrior, Pete.
Yes, indeed.
Taking a look, okay, let's quickly talk to me about your recipe, what you're going to be making.
Okay, so we figured waterless, so braai is the obvious thing to think of. It's September, it's Heritage Month, Braai Day coming up, Heritage Day coming up. So we figured braai recipe, so you've got to have a bit of steak.
Dude, you can't go
wrong. You know, we can't go wrong with a
steak,
bit of steak. So here's a nice ribeye that I've had on the fire, let them go. Simple recipe, a compound butter.
Okay.
There's lots of ingredients, but it's easy stuff. This is what I call a masala butter. So I'm going to bomb all this stuff into the machine. We've got some cooked onions and some garlic. We've got a little bit of curry powder. We have some anchovies, got to have anchovies. Capers. We have a little bit of ground ginger.
Nice.
Then lots of herbs. We've got some fresh coriander and some basil.
Okay.
There we go. And just a little shot of Worcester sauce. And that's just going to get whizzed up.
That's it. So you whiz that up. I mean, Mike, you also mentioned, it's moving away from, we know that we need to save water when it comes to flushing our toilets maybe, or, just showering less or that kind of thing. But how much water do you, Peter, also from you, I think, is kind of used within cooking, if you think about also massive restaurants?
Well, look, I mean, I think where also you have to be, to think about this, how you prep and how you do this. It's all very well saying, we've now got a waterless dish. We still have to wash up.
That's the thing.
So things like getting a small bucket in your sink, instead of filling your entire sink with soapy water, get a small container. It's 1/3 of the water you'll use. You can wash everything that you'll use to cook today, and you haven't wasted an entire sink full of water.
Okay, yeah, because I think people don't realise how much water actually goes into the washing of the dishes, especially at a big establishment.
It's craziness.
Cool. So the keyword is steak. SMS that to 33728 for this delicious recipe. That's steak to 33728, and you could be making this on your Waterless Wednesday as well. So once again, just quick bits there.
So we just finished the butter off in there. Now we've taken the liberty of making some butter earlier. Got a simple salad here of a little bit of grilled red onion, some rocket, a little bit of dressing. Now we have our beautiful ribeye that we've...
Oh yeah, look at that, it's tender. Wow.
And then we just have a nice healthy dollop of our masala butter and let that do its thing.
Yeah, tuna, steak, definitely getting spoiled for breakfast this morning, and didn't use any water to cook this, which is amazing.
No, and the fact that you'll be standing around the braai, so hydration is important. So obviously no water, but a nice ice cold glass of wine or a beer.
There we go.
Again, saving water all the time.
I love it. Pete, thank you very much. Thank you for joining this campaign. I think it's amazing. Thank you, Mike, for launching this campaign. I think it's very cool. Check it out. So hashtag Waterless Cooking. That's where you can find it. It's going to be trending, hopefully, on social media as well. But the keyword is steak for our recipe this morning. SMS that to 33728. And then for both these delicious Waterless cooking recipes that we made this morning, check it out on our website, expressoshow.com.